Hello, welcome back. We're going to be playing some Yu-Gi-Oh today. I was thinking Cyberdark, which I have a really nice deck too, and also mix in some Thunder Dragons, which I have two variants. I'll explain the decks as I go, I think, and like that. Here we go. So while playing, I'll just go step by step how I'm thinking, what I'm thinking of, how to play it, and hopefully it's a bit educational. Fossils we did yesterday, and today it is time for Cyberdark. They are dark machine monsters. This is a Cyberdark, which goal is to get as many in the graveyard as possible. Then use Cyberdark Chimera on the field by sending a spell or trap card to the graveyard. And then you can add this card, Power Bond. With Power Bond you can fusion summon a monster and double its attack because it's a machine. You have to fusion summon a machine fusion with Power Bond, but I only have machine fusions, so that's no big deal. And then you double the attack. The effect of Cyberdark Chimera, when you add Power Bond, you can also banish cards from your graveyard to activate the fusion requirements and fulfill them. So you can get some beefy monsters out. The boss monsters of the deck are Cyber Dragon Infinity, which is the evolution of Cyber Dragon Nova, which requires 2 level 5 monsters. So I have mixed in a little Cyber Dragon engine of light machines just to help out. Cyber Dragon Nova can just mix these evolution into Cyber Dragon Infinity easily. And this is a really threatening monster. You can detach a card to negate any effect and destroy the card negated. You can also, once per turn, just steal one of your opponent's face-up attack monsters and attach it to this card, so you can basically gain infinite negates and infinite material. The second boss monster of the deck is this one, Cyberdark End Dragon. It's completely immune to any effects. Any activated effects, I should say. So any effects already on the field, like Skill Drain or something like that, will still affect Cyberdark End Dragon. It has 5000 attack, which is really nice. It requires Cyberdark Dragon and Cyber End Dragon, and must either be fusion summoned or special summoned by tributing 1 level 10 or lower Cyberdark fusion monster equipped with Cyber End Dragon. It's unaffected and attacks up to the number of monsters that is equipped to it. Okay, so how do we get this out the easiest? We use this card, Cybernetic Horizon. You send 2 dragon and or machine cyber monsters with different attributes to the graveyard, which means that you have to use cyber dragons and cyber dark dragons just to fulfill the requirements. That's why I have the cyber dragon engine. And after that, they have to come one from your hand and the other attribute from your deck. So 1 dark monster from your hand, a light from the deck, or a light from your hand and a dark from the deck. Then you add 1 dragon or machine cyber monster from your deck. So you can basically search any of your Cyber Dark or Cyber Dragon cards. And then you can send 1 machine cyber fusion monsters from the extra deck to the graveyard. And then you're locked into fusion summoning for the rest of that turn, unless it's machine monsters. However, then you can send Cyber End Dragon into the graveyard. You load up your graveyard with Cyberdarks, and after that, you use Power Bond to get out Cyber Dark Dragon, or Cyber Darkness Dragon, depending on which one you are able to summon. Then, when Cyber Darkness Dragon is on the field, its effect activates and it equips a machine monster from your deck from your graveyard to itself, and then you equip the Cyber End Dragon that you sent to the graveyard. Then you can tribute both of them to summon Cyberdark End Dragon, and that's your win condition. I also use Bert Anaconda for some reason without having anything. That's just a filler card at the moment. Access Code Talker. If you have at least 4 monsters, you can just throw it out and be very annoying for the opponent. And I use Cyber Dragon Seeger, who is one of the, you just require 2 machine monsters, which one has to be the Cyber Dark Dragon. Well, Cyber Dragon, sorry. And it can basically double the attack of any Cyber Dragon that attacks by giving it 2100. Most of the, well, Cyber Dragon has 2100, so that's a double. Well, let's jump into it. I also use some hand traps, of course, because you can't play the game without it. The first game, let's see. On the coin toss, I will choose to go second, actually, just to see what my opponent is playing. I had some really interesting matchups yesterday. It was really no meta decks at all. Well, here we go. Starting hand, Cyber Dragon Hearse, DD Crow, Ash Blossom, and Maxi. So I drew three of the hand traps. Luckily, different ones. I'll activate Maxi here because my opponent playing Sword Soul will special summon a bit, and I can draw a card for each special summon card. He activated Ash Blossom, so the effect is negated. Let's see, I can't really use Cyber Dragon Hearse here. Not easily, at least. So I hope for this draw. Ah, I mean Cyber Dark Horn could be useful. Let's see. Sent to the graveyard, yeah. So I'll set this card. Cyber Eternal just affects if I have any... well, I can only activate it if I have a fusion monster in the graveyard. And I can special summon it out from the graveyard, ignoring the summoning conditions if I want to. It's more useful in the graveyard because I can stop a fusion machine monster from being destroyed by battle or card effect. Well, luckily my opponent did not attack at all there, so I can just summon Cyber Dark Horn, which is a machine dark monster. He uses Effect Veiler to block the effect of Cyber Dark Horn for some reason. There is absolutely nothing on Cyber Dark Horn that makes it threatening in the slightest. And the effect I actually want to go off is Cyber Dragon Hearse being named Cyber Dragon, which is this now. And that allows me to summon out Cyber Dragon Seeger. That makes Cyber Dragon Hearse become sent to the graveyard, which activates its effect. And now I can add another Cyber Dragon. Well, Cyber Dragon to my hand, which is really useful. I'll just attack now because I can't do much more. I could use Power Bond, but then I would just get a Chimera Tech Mega Fleet with a lousy attack score, or a Chimera Tech Over Dragon with the same problem. Well, on the other hand, I do have a Rampage Dragon as well, but I don't think that would have been useful this turn. I hope everyone is having a lovely day and or evening, depending on where you are at the moment. Let's see, we have a 10-year Spirit Vishuda right there, which my opponent is going to special summon because he does not have any effect monsters on the field, which is a common theme with all the 10-year. Incredible Ecclesia, I don't really know what he's about to do with that. Can't really read it out aloud quick enough, so I'll just take a quick read. Yeah, I do not want him to special summon any Sword Soul or Fallen of Albas monsters. So I'll just activate Ash Blossom there. Here we go. That could stop his place. That was a normal summon, so he should not be able to get anything else out. I was correct about that. I really want to remove his Sword Soul right now. And I really got a good card on my hand, in my hand now to do it. I first used DD Crow to banish a monster from his graveyard. I choose Sword Soul of Taya. This will stop him later and kill his momentum. I'll then use Cyberdark Realm, which allows me to add a Cyberdark monster from my deck to my hand that does not share a name already with a monster that's already in the graveyard. So I'll add Cyberdark Claw. Then I'll activate Cyberdark Claw, send it to the graveyard to add a Cyberdark spell and trap to my hand. I'll choose Cybernetic Horizon to go into the play I was talking about earlier. Basically the bread and butter combo with this whole deck. So I'll send Cyber Dragon. I will also send Cyberdark Chimera. And then I'll add Cyberdark Chimera to my hand. Just gonna double check. Yes, I do have spell cards, which I really need for Chimera. Then I will send Cyber End Dragon into the graveyard, so it is there now. I'll activate Cyberdark Chimera in the graveyard, allowing me to send an additional Cyberdark monster from my deck to my graveyard. So I'll send Cyberdark Edge. After that, let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 Cyberdark monsters in the graveyard at this moment in time, so I can't really use the Power Bond Chimera combo right now. I will check Cyberdark Dragon here. It has a... Yeah, it was not special summoned correctly, which means it cannot be special summoned from the graveyard to the field with any means at all. Cyber Eternal can still return it to the extra deck, however. Let's see, Sword Soul Blackout. He can destroy 2 monsters by targeting 1 Wyrm on his side. And destroying that as well. Does he get... Yeah, I think he gets a Sword Soul token here. And he did not. Oh, if it is banished, okay. If he later banishes that card, he will get a Sword Soul token. Which is a level 4 tuner that stops you from using anything but Synchro monsters. But Sword Soul are really into Synchro monsters, so that's not a problem for them. Oh, that's an interesting card, Cyberlord Fusion. It allows me to use banished cards as well as normal cards when I fusion summon. So I will actually use Cyberdark Chimera here. And I will send Cyber Eternal to the graveyard to protect any future fusion monster I will be using. Chimera was negated there by Effect Veiler, which is really unfortunate. I am in real danger right now. Hopefully my opponent does not have anything in the 2 cards he has in his hand, but knowing Sword Soul, there's a very great chance that might actually happen. That's Sword Soul of Taya. This is not looking good. It allowed him to banish the Blackout, so now I get Sword Soul tokens. That was actually really good and really nice of him to send Cyberdark Chimera back to my hand, because that means that it will not be destroyed and I can have a second chance on the Powerbomb play. It all depends on what he synchro summons. He has a level 8 if he wants to, and then a level 12 from that. Sword Soul, Grandmaster Xiao Chao, I think it's called. That's how you pronounce it. He can now add or banish one Sword Soul from the deck. And he can, at any time during the turn, my turn as well, banish a Sword Soul or Worm, and then negate an effect monster's effect, which is really unfortunate for me. He does have a lot of Sword Soul monsters. Well, he has one, but that's enough to stop me from making plays with the Power Bond. Well, hopefully I'll actually draw something good here, so we must still have a chance. Ash Blossom of Joy Spring. I cannot do much at all with that, but I can set it to make him think that's the Chimera. Another Sword Soul. Sword Soul of Moye. Oh, he has a level 6 Sword Soul as well in hand. Here we go, another Synchro play, a level 8. Draco Berserker of the Tenyi. This is a big problem for me. Basically, if I activate an effect, he banishes the monster. He doesn't negate the effect, he doesn't do anything else, but he banishes the monster, which is a real problem, and then he steals the attack of the monster. If he attacks it, of course. Well, as long as that's not Sword Soul Blackout, I could still salvage this. Cybernetic Overflow. I can banish. Oh, I will actually do this. I'll set Cyberload Fusion. I will set everything. Throw everything and the kitchen sink at him. And seeing as I have a bunch of Cyber Dragons with different levels in my graveyard at this moment in time, I can be really annoying with Cybernetic Overflow. This is really a plan B card. I banish Cyber Dragons with different levels to destroy an equal amount of his monsters. I'm gonna banish 2, which means I can destroy 2 of his monsters, or cards on the field, but I'm gonna choose 2 monsters. This puts me in Cyberload Fusion range, which is Cyberload Fusion. I look at my banished cards and monsters on the field, and then I can shuffle them back into the deck, all of them, and fusion summon like normal. And it's a quick play, so I can activate it whenever. And then I just set Power Bond to give him more targets to miss on. Let's see, we have Sword Soul Strategist, Longyan, something like that. Sword Soul Strategist. He allows him to make a level 10 Synchro play, so if I want to Cyberload Fusion anytime, I will have to do it right now. Because otherwise he is probably going to get Baron de Fleur, which negates one effect of his choice. Just trying to play around the plays here. And I will get Cyber Eternity Dragon, which requires a Cyber Dragon and 2 more machines. So all of this back into the extra deck. Well, no, main deck. Cyber Eternity is on the field, and I can stop it from being destroyed once using Cyber Eternal by banishing that. Yeah, no, Chimera did not go into the graveyard, which is really useful. There we go. He's banned. He just wasted one of his Teddy Spirits to shoot us and bounced Powerbomb back to my hand. The bait did. I mean, he's playing some kind of fish deck. All more dragons, but they took the bait. The early bird catches the worm. Seeing as all of them are worm monsters. Let's see. So, Cyber Eternity Dragon, what does it do? If there is a machine fusion monster in the graveyard, my opponent cannot target it with anything, so it's safe. And it cannot be destroyed by card effects either. I have Siberian Dragon, so I fulfill that condition. If it is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card, I can special summon one Cyber Dragon from my hand deck or graveyard, so from anywhere almost. I can also banish this card from my graveyard if it's there, and my opponent cannot target any fusion monsters on the field with any card effects from that point on. This is a big problem. Sword Soul Supreme Sovereign. For each banished card, it gains 100 attack and defense, and I lose 100 attack and defense. So yeah, that's a big problem. I'm going to use Cyber Eternal here, just to stop him from destroying me. And yeah, he can choose not to be destroyed by banishing a card instead, so he boosts his own stats even more with that. I'm going to use Cyberdark Realm and add the card Cyberdark Cannon if I'm allowed. This card lets me discard itself, and then I can add a Cyberdark monster, a machine monster, to my hand from the deck, and I can get back the Cyberdark Chimera that I shuffled back in earlier. I'll choose to use Cyberdark Realms effect and special summon a Cyberdark monster just to make sure that Chimera gets on the field safely. Then I'll use Cyberdark Chimera's effect, discard Power Bond and add Power Bond. I don't think he can do anything about it. He has the card Called by the Grave, which allows him to banish a monster from the graveyard, and any monster sharing that monster's name is negated. Which is once again very unfortunate, but I still have plays after this. I do not have 2000 life points, which is a big problem. Otherwise I could have used Verti Anaconda and sent Overload Fusion. Oh wait, no, you can only send polymerization cards. Apparently he could just banish Cyber Eternity Dragon now. If a card is banished, banish one card. Oh yeah, so that's not target because it doesn't say target, so being targeting immune did not work out. Yeah, that is basically game. I have nothing more. He continues to banish cards and I can't do anything about it. Oh, it's Arch Nemesis Protoss. That's a fun card. Yeah, he keeps banishing. I can't do anything about it. If I could have gone to Cyberdark End Dragon in time, I could have salvaged this, but anytime I tried, he just banished it or negated it, so yeah. Well, that's a good warm-up game. Protoss activates its effect and declares an attribute, and any monster sharing that attribute is destroyed, and no one can special summon monsters with that attribute during the next turn. I used his counterpart for top card types instead, Archnemesis Eshathos in my Thunder Dragon deck, which I am going to show off later. And we'll hopefully see him. He's really nice. You can just say Worm and the entire Sword Soul deck is completely shut down. Okay, James. I forgot the name of the person before. I'm sorry. Well, let's see. My opponent is pondering if he should go first or second. Oh, there was no response. Hopefully it's still possible to get a new game. Yeah, it was. Sometimes the game just bugs out and you just have to restart the entire game. Well, Daniel, let's go. Just gonna have a quick drink of my coffee. Now let's see, we have a pretty good hand actually. I don't remember. Misremember? Yeah, Nashter revives a Cyber Dragon, so I'm going to set Dry, Cyber Dragon Dry, to hopefully make it possible to do some plays with Nashter next turn. So what does Nashter do? Well, if it's normal summoned or special summoned, I can revive a machine monster with 2000 attack or defense from my graveyard. And then I cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except machine monsters, which is not really a problem because I have almost exclusively machine monsters that make plays. The only non-machine monsters I have is Verti Anaconda, Access Code Talker, and I also have the hand traps, which is just used to be hand traps, so those are no problem. I will banish Neos from his graveyard there, so just to stop him with DD Crow. Well, as I was saying, the non-machine monsters I have in the main deck are the Cyberdark Claw and the Cyberdark Cannon. Cyberdark Claw and Cannon are both dragons, but when I have them in hand, I just discard them to the graveyard to add a monster with Cannon or a spell trap with claws, so they basically never hit the field, ever. Unless I equip them sometimes. Yeah, so we added Neos Fusion, which allows a monster with Elemental Hero Neos, this card, to be fusion summoned with materials straight from the deck. Seeing as he had Brave Neos there, which requires Neos and an effect monster, he can basically send any card to the graveyard right now that has an effect with Neos. This is fun. This is not a matchup you see often. Good on you, Daniel. Oh. Well, he can also do Rainbow Dragon and Rainbow Neos. Yeah, so he just sent the monster he controlled to the graveyard, and all my monsters were shuffled into the deck, which is one of the effects of Rainbow Neos. I'll just have to read it quick. It's not a quick effect, at least. Send one card. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, I could be really evil here and just get rid of it using Jizikiru, the Star Destroying Kaiju. Kaijus are basically I tribute a monster on my opponent's side of the field to just destroy, send them to the graveyard and summon it on my opponent's side of the field. Oh yeah, I'll just use Cyber Dragon Ashter's effect here and discard Cyberdark Chimera. That means that Cyberdark Chimera's effect goes off and I can mill a card, and then I have Cyber Dragon Nashter's effect, which lets me revive Cyberdark Chimera instantly because it has 2100 defense. And now I can just send the Cyberdark Horn or something, so just to thin out the deck. Let's see, I'll just have to be sure here that I won't be destroyed. He can revive Neos next turn with the Keeper of the Dragon Magic. So I'll play it safe and Link Summon here. There we go. Oh yeah. I could have done that first. I forgot, however. I'll destroy Keeper of the Dragon Magic. Just to get it off the field. It is not limited in Master Duel. I also play Duel Links occasionally, and it's limited there, so I was unsure. Even if you watch this back later, you feel free to drop a follow, because I'll be playing between 8 and 10 most days. Dead by Daylight, Master Duel, random games I just feel like that people want me to play if I have them. Just hang out. Oh, there's a 30 Anaconda. If I am very unlucky now, he's gonna get Phoenix Enforcer. That would be unfortunate. We'll see if he sends Fusion Destiny. He made Jisekiru into a dark monster, which is interesting. Ooh, super polymerization. He can use monsters on any side of the field to use that. Is it Super Mud Dragon he's making? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. This is really exciting. Come on, Daniel, show me something. He uses his own monsters. Ooh, Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. This is threatening for me. He gains attack equal to one of my monsters. He can also target a monster that is level 5 or higher and copy its effects. I don't have any level monsters. I have Link monster, which has a Link rating instead of level, but yeah. If it's destroyed, it destroys any special summon monsters as well. I will activate Seeger's effect here and boost its attack by 2100 just to save myself. I'm really on the ropes here. Cyber Dragon Core is a really good draw here. I like to make the Cyber Dragon Core. I will add Cybernetic Overflow. Once again, I'm using the Plan B card. With this, I can destroy cards on my opponent's side of the field by banishing Cyber Dragons with different levels. I have 1 and 2 at the moment, and then I can use Cyberlord Fusion after that. To shuffle them back into the deck or make a fusion play or something like that. That is not on summon, so I will activate Cybernetic Overflow just to interrupt my opponent here. Both Nashter and Core are different levels, so I can use both of them. There we go. That should shut him down a bit, hopefully. We'll see if he has anything to pick that up. He's playing a Neospatian deck, which is really, really refreshing to see. You don't see it often. I drew Ash Blossom, which is a big problem here. Is it Mega Fleet I can make? 2 Cyber Dragon monsters. Oh, it's Rampage Dragon. Yeah, let's go. Rampage Dragon is really useful at this point in time because it allows me to mill 2 Cyber Dragon cards to get that many attacks during this battle phase. The real nice thing is sending the Cyber Dragons though. Well, basically any light machine, but Cyber Dragons mainly. You have to be really on the ropes to send Jisikiru. And now I can add a Cyber Dragon from my deck to my graveyard to my hand. So I will add Cyber Dragon. Any Cyber Dragon in the graveyard is also called Cyber Dragon, like just plainly Cyber Dragon, which is the theme of their effects. Now I can attack 3 times. Well, yeah. For 6,300 damage. Oh, I just realized something. I am terribly sorry. I'll be moving this over here. And a surrender from Daniel. That was a really fun duel. 1 more win and I'm gold tier. Let's go. Last game with Cyber Dragons, and then I'll switch over to Thunder Dragons. Stevie. Let's see what he has up his sleeves. Hopefully not cards, because that would be cheating, but yeah. There we go, now I'm not actually in the way of his life points, so you can actually see how the duel is going. I'm terribly sorry about that, I didn't think about it. I set everything up with the layout before I started the stream, so yeah. That's my mistake. Oh. That's a Gaia the Fierce Knight. Origin. And a quick draw synchron. I do not know what game plan he has. But I just know that I will play Cyber Dragon. I have Cyber Dragon Dry in hand, which allows me to go into if that doesn't happen. That's unfortunate. Ring of Destruction destroys my monster and burns both players for the attack points of that monster. I'll banish his his Gaia. Hopefully, well, luckily, Cyber Dragon didn't get. That was not the normal summon, so I can actually activate Cyber Dragon Nashter here. Discard Cyberdark Horn and special summon it out. And I can use its effect to get Cyber Dragon back on the field, which makes me have 2 level 5. Well, 1 level 5 Cyber Dragon. Now I can normal summon Cyber Dragon Dry, which can set all Cyber Dragons levels to 5. Having level 5 Cyber Dragons allows me to go into Cyber Dragon Nova, which is an Xyz monster requiring 2 level 5 machine monsters. With Nova, you can activate its effect or just go straight into Cyber Dragon Infinity, which requires Cyber Dragon Nova or 3 level 6 machines. There we go, Cyber Dragon Infinity. I can activate its effect and just steal a monster and attach it to Cyber Dragon Infinity. It gains 200 attack for each material, and it can also detach a material just to negate any effects. So, yeah, my opponents really have to step it up right now to get out of this pickle. Infinity is very threatening. Here we go. Any top deck, or is it a surrender? Seeing as this duel went so fast, I think, or I predict, I'll play 1 more before I switch over to Thunder Dragons. Oh, Monster Reborn! He's going to Reborn Cyberdark Horn because that's the only monster in the graveyards. I'll let him do it, just to see where he's heading. I could negate it, but I think it's just a bait. Cyberdark Horn will not help him at all, and I can just attach it to infinity next turn. Yeah, I like that. And that seems to be the disconnect. Yeah, it was a disconnect. Good game. We have seen one of the two boss monsters in the deck at the moment. Cyber Dragon Infinity. Let's see if we can get Cyberdark End Dragon out. Let's go. That was a rank up as well, which is really nice. Here we go. We have Phobitor. I have no idea what that means, but yeah. I won the coin toss, so I'll choose to go first. Going first has the risk of my opponent opening 5 hand traps and just negating all of my plays, and then opening a single extender and basically playing his whole deck, but it happens sometimes. Ooh, Cybernetic Horizon. I will be using that instantly. Send one Dark Machine from my hand. I can send one Light Machine. I will send hers, because if it's sent to the graveyard, I can add Cyber Dragon. Then I will add Cyberdark Claw, just to have an extra discard fodder to fill my graveyard with even more Cyberdarks. To ultimately use Cyberdark Chimera's effect, I'll get the Cyber Dragon, the OG, the level 5, and I'll get Cyberdark Realm, which allows me to once again search a monster with Cyberdark in its name, which does not share a name with one in the graveyard. I will add Cyberdark Cannon, which effect is that I can discard it. That's one of the dragons. I can add Cyberdark Chimera to my hand instead. And I now have 1, 2, and 3 Cyberdark monsters in the graveyard. I will set Called by the Grave and actually end my turn because I can't do much and I need to save some spell cards for Cyberdark Chimera. Turn 1 was rough, but I still got half my combo off. Nunu the Ogdoadic Remnant? Oh, Ogdoadics. This is a really cool archetype I have been looking into, but I have no idea what they do. I'll take the safe route before the unknown route and just banish it. You could search with it, but yeah. It's better not to let my opponent have cards than to give them cards and hope they get the cards they don't need. Let's see, Snake Rain. Discard 1 card, send 4 reptiles to the graveyard. Aron the Ogdoadic King. I had no idea these cards even were in Master Duel. It's really cool. I'll probably be building this deck later. I can't really narrate what my opponent is doing because I don't know. Okay, so I am allowed to special summon a monster right now. And I will choose hers, just to hopefully get it sent to the graveyard again and get to add a Cyber Dragon. Ogdoadic Light. They are based on snakes. Yeah, and I will not use the effect of Cyber Dragon Hers because that would is basically negated at this moment. But if I try to activate the effect, then I will not be able to use the graveyard effect when it's sent. Let's see what the game plan for Ogdoadics is. Ogdoadic Queen on the field. Okay, so I can't send cards right now from the hand or the field to graveyard. What is this? Ogdoadic Water Lily. I guess to special summon out. Oh, this is a big snake. Oh. This card is in your graveyard. Tribute 3 monsters. Okay, once while this card is faced on the field. Okay, so you can send any monsters not from the graveyard straight to the field. Seems that Cyber Dragon Hearse did not get to activate its effects there, which was a bit unfortunate. But yeah, you can't get all of them. I will activate Cyber Dragon's effect to special summon itself to the field. I will then use Cyberdark Chimera's effect as well to hopefully make a Powerbomb play. I'm not too threatened by that trap card he has, so I will send Harpy's Feather Duster. Oh, and it was Infinite Impermanence, which negates the effect of one monster on my field. Yeah, so I will have to do something else. I also cannot use any spell trap in this zone right now because Infinite Impermanence negated that as well. Well, normal or quick play spell. I will just make Verti Anaconda then and see what happens. That makes Cyberdark Chimera get sent to the graveyard, which allows me to mill another Cyberdark monster. That does put the count of Cyberdarks into the graveyard quite high. Ooh. Ogdoabus seems to be shuffling anything that wasn't from the graveyard straight into the graveyard, which is really unfortunate. And that apparently meant that my opponent were about to, or was able to get the Ogdoadic King out. Well played, dude. Phobtor was really good. Well played. That was a really interesting deck. I will be saving that and see what I can do with it later. Let's go. Copy this deck. Yep. And we'll be jumping over to Thunder Dragons. I have two variants. One white pure with Alistair and Invoker, and the Thunder Phoenix, which is with the Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer, which I will be using now because it's a bit stronger. Let's go! I'll be talking my combos through while I'm playing them, so we'll see what happens. Let's see, we have some Japanese kanji there, I think. And my opponent wants to go first. Ooh, I open Fusion Destiny, which allows me to instantly summon out Destiny Hero Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer from my deck, which is really nice. Alistair and Invoker, you normal summon him, get the Invocation, Fusion Summon into an invoked monster or any other fusion monster that you have the materials for. Recycle Alistair, do the same next turn, basically at infinite. Thunder Dragon Matrix, it really allows my Thunder Dragons to activate their effects. 2 hand traps, Max C, Ash Blossom. If my opponent starts special summoning like crazy, which I doubt because he had no extra deck, well, it was a shame of a good hand, but I take the win. Let's see what my opponent actually was playing. He was playing the starter deck without any extra deck. That was weird. Well then, the first real duel with Thunder Dragons. Welcome, Avicii. Let's do. And I open Alistair, which is an easy normal summon. This allows me to search Invocation, which is a really strong fusion card. I'll then just link summon Artemis, the Magistus Moon Maiden, which is a light monster, basically, which only needs a level 4 lower spellcaster. So that's why I use it. Then I can use Invocation to summon out either Kaliga or Mekaba. I'll choose Mekaba right now because that will use these two cards. Both gets banished, and then I have Mekaba. This is a really strong card. I basically just discard the same type of card if my opponent activates an effect, and that gets negated. Now I can activate the second effect of Invocation, which is shuffling itself back into the deck and giving me Alistair back on hand if it's banished. And now I can basically do the exact same thing next turn. Also by using Nemesis Corridor, I'll send Magistus Moon Maiden back into the graveyard. And, well, not back into the graveyard, but back into the deck. I'm now going to activate or summon Thunder Dragon Colossus by using Nemesis Corridor as the material. I just need to have one Thunder monster which activated its effect in the hand. And now my turn is done. I have 4 monster negates with Mekaba, and my opponent cannot do anything to add cards to his hand because of Thunder Dragon Colossus. He can only draw cards. So hopefully that should really put a break in my opponent and just stop the plays that could destroy my board. This is mainly the Thunder Dragon plays. You just set up some strong monsters and hope your opponent just can't do anything about it. Some decks can, some decks can't. Having Destiny Hero Dasher in my hand is not really ideal, but yeah. It's not the end of the world. Let's see, did I have an extra Mekaba in the deck? I did not, but I do have Augiones. Agodio... well, I can't pronounce that. Now I can go into Thunder Dragon Titan, which is a really strong card. I banish 1 card from my hand and a fusion Thunder monster from my field. I then get Thunder Dragon Titan with 3200 attack, and every time I activate the card effect in the hand, I can destroy a card on the field if I choose to. And now, because I use Thunder Dragon Roar to banish, I can special summon any Thunder Dragon from my deck to my field. And I'll choose Thunder Dragon Dark. Now I can normal summon Alistair the Invoker and add Invocation back to my hand. After that, I can go into Verti Anaconda using Alistair the Invoker. With Verti Anaconda, well, first I can use the effect of Thunder Dragon Dark being sent to the graveyard to add any Thunder Dragon to my hand. I'll choose Thunder Dragon Hawk for later. Now I'll use Verti Anaconda, send a fusion card, which will be Fusion Destiny, and its effect becomes the same as the sent card. So I now have the effect of Fusion Destiny, which is send cards from your hand or deck to the graveyard, and fusion summon a Destiny hero, which will be Destroyer, Phoenix, Enforcer. This is a really strong card. It can destroy 2 cards on the field, 1 on each side of the field, once per turn. And if it's sent to the graveyard by destruction, which you can destroy itself, next standby phase, it can revive any Destiny hero in the graveyard, which will be most often itself. I'll now use Thunder Dragon in my hand to add a Thunder Dragon to my hand. And I'll choose not to add the second one. There we go, now I'll battle. And we'll see what my opponent has to stop it. Beings Enforcer. Then we get Mikaba, and that should be game. I played Avicii. You didn't play any cards, but yeah. Thanks for letting me show off the combo. Let's see what he was playing. It's always fun to know. It was most likely a bot, seeing as that was the starter deck. That's a shame. Well, he actually had the courtesy to end his turn. Now it's time for a lot of Gs. And I win the coin toss, so I'll be choosing to go first, hopefully getting one of the negate boards again. My previous negate board really didn't stop Avicii, but yeah. He wasn't playing cards either. Or even trying to. Well, I once again open with Alistair the Invoker, so I'll just normal summon Alistair. It's quite a standard combo. If he lets me add the invocation, I can just go into Magistus Moon Maiden and then straight into Mikaba. Once again. Here we go. And I just play invocation. I will just see something first. Each player can only activate 1 monster effect per turn. I will actually go into Kaliga here, just to spice it up a bit. Use Dasher. I still needed to send Alistair to the graveyard, otherwise Alistair is not banished because of invocation. And I really need him to be to reshuffle invocation and get Alistair back into the hand. The second effect of Alistair is that I can send him to the graveyard from my hand, target one of my fusion monsters, and it gets 1000 more defense and attack. So 2800 on Kaliga. Well, my opponent is playing cards. I will stop him from draw anything with Ash Blossom. And he summons Altergeist. Oh, Melusik. I am a bit unsure how they actually work, but hopefully... Well, I didn't need that card anyways. Thank you very much. Come again. I did need the card, but yeah, that's unfortunate. I get Nibiru to my hand. I will actually choose to use Destiny Hero Dash's effect here. If it's in the graveyard, I can, and I draw a monster, I can normal summon that monster or special summon that monster instantly for no cost. If it can be special summon, of course. Let's see what this is. Oh yeah, it's another Altergeist. I'll be summoning Nibiru. This is not the usual way you see Nibiru getting summoned. What is this? It's another Altergeist. Multi-Faker. Oh. That gives him Silky Toes. Okay. I am in a small bit of a pickle right now, but hopefully I can pull through. Let's see. Quick effect. He can return a monster. That is not good. I will normal summon Alistair here. Just to make sure I have invocation ready and primed. He can return an Altergeist to return 1 card to the hand with Silky Toes. So I really have to go into 30 Anaconda here with the help of Alistair just to make it go into the graveyard. This will really put a stop to my opponent, as he now gets really threatened by Destroyer, Phoenix Enforcer looming over him. He had to basically use the effect of Silky Toes and shuffle back. Now I can use Augeodius if I want to. If it's special summoned, I can target the monster my opponent controls and just destroy it. Or if a monster is special summoned to my opponent's side of the field, I can do the same thing. So I basically just need Alistair and any fusion monster, which is really useful and easy. So Augeodius is summoned. I destroy Silky Toes. Let's see what I have here. I will shuffle back Invocation, of course, because why wouldn't I? Add Alistair back to my hand, and now I can do something really risky. I will activate the effect of Thunder Dragon. Add a Thunder Dragon. I will not activate the second effect, and I will activate the effect of this Thunder Dragon to basically have 2 Thunder Dragons in the graveyard. Usually you can add both additional Thunder Dragon if you want to. And I have only 1 Dark Monster, so I'll have to use Alistair here. I will use Called by the Grave just to get Silky Toes out of the equation. That is a really threatening card for me right now. And after that, I will go into the battle phase. I'll send Meluseek into the graveyard. It allows him to add another Altergeist. If he adds Silky Toes now, this is really good. Okay, he did not. That is another card. Very well, my opponent has 3,500 life points left. He added Marionetter. He lets him set a Altergeist trap directly from the deck. And he chooses to add Protocol. Let's see. I cannot negate any Altergeists, okay. And if he activates an effect, well, if I activate an effect, he can just destroy an Altergeist instead. I will activate Augeodius here. And just destroy his Meluseek instantly there. I will not be dealing with that. I don't think he can activate his protocol right now. So this turn, his Altergeist can still be stopped. And that's basically a useless card. Let's see, can I actually go into Thunder Dragon Colossus here? A Thunder monster has to be activated in the hand, which I cannot do with Thunder Dragon. Otherwise I would have sent Maxi and normal summon Thunder Dragon. Well, my opponent should not be able to stop this, and this should be game. Let's see. He activates Protocol. And then he activates Multifaker. Let's see. He can special summon it if it is... if a trap card is activated, which is useful for him. And then he can only special summon Altergeist for the rest of the turn. I don't think that's a problem for him. I will activate Augeodius here and just destroy it instantly. He will use Protocol, but that's fine. He missed the activation timing there, so I was really lucky. I can now use Nibiru and just destroy Silky Toes. Silky Toes can't really do anything other than shuffle itself. Oh, it could actually shuffle any Altergeist card. I'm really happy I got Nibiru back on my hand though, because that's where it's strongest. Alright. Yeah, sure, I'll activate Thunder Dragon Dark. Now I've activated a Thunder Monster's effect in the hand, so I'm really on my way to get the Colossus out. Conquero just negates the effects of Agoides. I will now hard summon, which you usually don't see, Thunder Dragon here. And with that, I can get Thunder Dragon Colossus out by banishing it. Well, no, sending it to the graveyard. My opponent can now not add any cards except by drawing. Now I can use Thunder Dragon Fusion as well, which is really useful at this point in time to get the Thunder Dragon Titan out. And I will get it by shuffling these 3 cards back. 2 Thunder Dragons and 1 Thunder Dragon Dark. Next turn I can banish Thunder Dragon Fusion to add any Thunder. Is Thunder Dragon? No, any Thunder Monster, which is really useful. Now that Silky Toes activates its effect to shuffle back Thunder Dragon Titan, I will activate Thunder Dragon Dark and activate the Titan's effect, which is to destroy a card if I activate the Thunder Dragon or a Thunder Monster's effect in hand. And with that I can destroy Silky Toes. My opponent can still not add any cards because of Thunder Dragon Colossus. Melusi can attack directly though, which is a bit concerning. And apparently send any card to the graveyard. Okay. Yeah, I'll take it. I have no choice. My opponent gets into Altergeist Hextia. I think that's 5 summons, no? No, my opponent barely did anything this turn. It was last turn. Oh, you can't see the number of special summons. Well, as long as my opponent keeps special summoning, I can just Nibiru him. He should know I have it on hand because he bounced it back earlier. Okay, let's go. Oh, a Thunder Dragon Matrix. This could be useful. I'll activate Thunder Dragon Dark to add a Thunder Dragon Dark. Let's see, I can banish Thunder Dragon Fusion to add any Thunder Monster to my hand. Let's see. And how many cards do I have in my hand? I cannot activate much more. Yeah, I think the best play is Thunder Dragon Hawk. Now I can discard it and special summon a Thunder Dragon that is anywhere visible, so banished or graveyard. He uses Max C. He can draw for each special summon I make, but I'm just gonna make 2 more, so that would not be many cards. Oh, never mind. I thought wrong here. Must be, okay. And I can then summon Thunder Dragon Matrix. And with that, unfortunately Hextia does not point towards me. I'll go into Verti Anaconda. Hextia needs an Altergeist to point to use any effects, so it's gonna be useful. Thunder Dragon Matrix effect activates. And that's sadly a protocol, which is really not good for me right now. Matrix adds another Matrix if it's sent to the graveyard, which is really useful. That is Lord of the Heavenly Prison. His trap cards that are set cannot be... Oh, he actually summons it. This does allow me to use Super Polymerization, which stops any effects. He cannot use anything at this moment in time. So I'll just do that, send Thunder Dragon Dark, and make Starving Venom Fusion Dragon with 2 Dark Monsters. I will choose not to activate its effect, and just not let Protocol go through. And then I can go into battle and destroy Hextia. Oh, he did have Kunkari. Well. He negates the effects and the attack of Storming Venom. He cannot beat over it though. He summons Marionette. If he gets Silky Toes out again, I'm gonna be a bit tilted. Not too much, but a little bit. I've seen that card way too many times this turn. Well, not this turn, but this game. It is a really cool deck though. A lot of combos. Huge amount of recursion and staying power. So is Thunder Dragon, so we'll see which deck comes out on top. If he keeps special summoning, I'm going to be very happy. He can just negate it with Protocol though, so there's not much I can do. He attacks into Starving Venom for some reason. To add a Altergeist card because of Hextia's being sent to the graveyard. Are they spellcasters? They are. So I cannot activate spell cards at this moment in time, and my opponent can. Never mind! I take it back. I can activate spell cards because I have Alistair the Invoker. And I will use Alistair to add Invocation to my hand. I will not be able to because of Ash Blossom, but I already have Invocation in my hand. This allows me to go into Invoked Mechaba. And unfortunately, I managed to use Invocation in the only zone that was under Infinite Impermanence, so it will not be using its effect at all. I can still do this though. I can shuffle it back into the deck and add the Banished Invoker to my hand. And then I can just battle. Let's see what happens. I'm just gonna read real quick on Kidogla here. Okay, so I really don't want him to get to add anything. So I'll destroy his Meadowseek and his Multifaker. And I do not have lethal from what I can see at the moment. I cannot activate any monster effects at the time because of Protocol here. I'll destroy his multi-faker as well. He didn't add the horse one, so... Horse one being... Kunkiru here. Stopping attacks and negating effects. Main phase 2, nothing to report. We have Manifestation, Altergeist. Special Summon and Altergeist. XTI is back on the field. It, however, doesn't point to anything, and neither does Kidolga, so... We'll see what the opponent's game plan is here. As long as I am very careful which monster effects I actually use. Is it once per turn? Yes it is, so I am going to fake out my opponent here if things go well. My opponent summons second time? Oh, that's the third time, isn't it? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. My opponent will be able to send a card to the graveyard now, so we'll see. My Venom Fusion Dragon will not be destroyed, which is really unfortunate. That would destroy all special summon monsters on the field, which is every single Altergeist monster in existence. If I would have had Phoenix Enforcer, I could do it, but I'm not able to go into that at the moment. My opponent then steals Kidolga. Well, Ogoides. If I special summon anything now, he can just banish it. Oh no, destroy it, sorry. That is not game yet. If he special summons one more monster, I can use Nibiru. And then he will negate it with Protocol. Stay on pace. That's unfortunate. Thunder Dragon Roar. Sending this to the graveyard, I can add a Thunder Dragon that's banished or in the graveyard at the moment back to my hand. I'm going to add Thunder Dragon Colossus. And then I will summon Thunder Dragon Matrix with a normal summon, so I get its effect off. Now I can get the Thunder Dragon Colossus back again. And out on the field. Now my opponent cannot add cards anymore. And I will use the effect of Thunder Dragon Matrix and add it back to my hand. My opponent will try to destroy Thunder Dragon Colossus, but I'll just banish a Thunder monster and it will not be destroyed. And I'll banish Thunder Dragon Dark, which lets me add any Thunder Dragon when the chain is gone. Well done. There we go. I'm on top of the game at the moment, from what I can see. Hopefully it stays that way. I will add Thunder Dragon Fusion, which is a Thunder Dragon card. I could go into Thunder Dragon Titan now, but I do not have any cards that I can use at the moment, and I would rather just stop him from adding anything more. So I'll just destroy Hextia and watch him cry while he cannot do anything about it. My opponent uses another manifestation, which lets him summon a card. Unfortunately, it's Silky-Toes, which is a big concern. That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. Back into main phase 2, I will set this card just to scare him. It's basically a game now, he got me. I'll not surrender, I'll give him the mission progress. Silkatoes back on the field again, unfortunately, but yeah, that was a clean game. Nothing I can do most of the time. Poltergeists are very threatening with a lot of negates and searching each other all the time. They're really strong. Not Sword Soul levels, Sword Soul 10 levels, but very good rogue deck, just as Thunder Dragons are. Well played, GGGGGGGG. He is saying all the GGs already. Good game. Let's try the second variant I am using. This is a more invoked focused build, as well as a lot more tech cards like Magical Cylinder and Thunder Dragons 100 Thunders. Does it control cards I do not own? Which cards do I not own? Oh, apparently I do not own Aloof Lupine, so... Okay, never mind. I thought I did, but apparently I didn't. Well, how about some bonus then? I can play some Odd Eyes. Let's play the Zark variant of the... I like Odd Eyes, they have a very nice design, even if there's a lot of orbs. As I've seen many YouTubers comment on. They're still pretty decent. Here we go. My opponent starts Errol with his Borrowload Dragon, little dueling body here. 55 cards main deck. Ooh, that's something you guys can't see at the moment, but yeah, that's why I'm calling it out. Shiranui. Zombie monsters focused on banishing themselves and using that to synchro summon. That's really interesting. Let's see what my opponent can do with it. My starting hand, any comments? I have quite a good scale from 1 to 12, so I can use it to summon 2 to 11 monsters. Persona Dragon, I can set that. Well, I can place it in defense position. And hopefully stop any extra deck plays. It can negate any extra deck monsters once per turn, if it's a monster, and has quite the elaborate effect if it is a Pendulum monster. Then we have Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon. It's a really big scale. It stops you from pendulum summoning anything that's not a dragon, but that's fair. It's a very huge scale, so let's go. Spiral Flamestrike, that's a really good tech card. I can search any Odd Eyes card I want. I'll set Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon on one side of the scale and Purple Poison Magician on the other. This will allow me to Pendulum Summon the Persona Dragon, which will negate the extra deck card my opponent has. Then I can summon Harmonizing Magician and not go into Synchroplay because it's the wrong level. Animus Judgment. When your opponent special summons a monster, destroy it. How about no? I'll use Persona Dragon's effect to negate Shiranui Squire Saga's effect as well. I'll use Duelist Alliance to add a Pendulum card. And with that, I will add Arc Pendulum Dragon for next turn. I'll then set Harmonizing Magician and use Spiral Flame Strike to add another Odd Eyes card. I'll add Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. Here we go. That's the end of my turn. There's not a lot of things I can do at this moment in time, but we'll see what my opponent does. Ghost Meet Girls, a Shiranui story. He discards a zombie monster and special summons a Shiranui from the deck of the graveyard that has another name. And then he cannot use anything else than zombie monsters for the rest of the turn. I'm planning to go into level 7 Synchroplay next turn, Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon. I can negate attacks by detaching monsters and special summon Odd Eyes monsters from the graveyard or my hand, if I do. Then I can also special summon any Odd Eyes extra deck monster if it's destroyed, which is really neat. That will allow me to get out Vortex Dragon, which is one of these cards. Here it is. Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon. It returns a monster to my opponent's side of the field to the hand. On my opponent's side of the field to the hand. Then it can shuffle a face-up Pendulum monster from the extra deck to negate spell and trap cards or monster effects. Which is really handy. Hopefully my opponent does not break my scale here and I should have a really strong play next turn. I can also get Persona Dragon back to negate any eventual extra deck monsters. Haunted Shrine. Yeah, I understand he destroyed it. He couldn't use it because he has monsters on the field. He required no monsters. I'll give it 1200 attack, just for the lulz. That destroyed the Purple Poison, but that allows me to destroy one of my opponent's cards. Which would be Spectral Sword. I also accidentally broke my own scale there, which is really not what I intended. I did not read my card correctly there. But I should be fine still. Pendulum Dragon has a really nice scale of 4, so I can still make plays. And Arc Pendulum revives Odd Eyes Dragons when they're destroyed. The hands of the Odd Eyes Dragons are a bit weird though. Wrong way around almost. Oh, there we go. Spiral Flame Strike. I can now add any Odd Eyes Dragon again. So I'll add the other Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. The neat thing about this card is when I have it as a pendulum scale like this, at the end phase I can destroy it and add a bunch of monsters. I will now let my pendulum swing. What is the quote? Swing, pendulum, carve the arc of victory. No, that's a completely wrong accent, but yeah. Here we go. Let's go Arc Pendulum. Now we negate the Squire Saga. We go into Absolute Dragon. And we go and destroy Squire Saga. My opponent will be able to continue his plays because it's Shiranui and they can keep synchro summoning from the graveyard by banishing cards. So I will be seeing a extra deck card next turn, but that will just be taken care of by Odd Eyes Persona Dragon. Which is ironically the only Odd Eyes Dragon of from my knowledge that has the hands on the right way. Even Absolute Dragon has hands that are really wonky. And I guess Revolution Dragon has normal hands. Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon does not. And now when my opponent has played all their combos that I completely missed, Haunted Shrine and Squire Saga, yeah, I can use the effect of Pendulum, Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, destroy itself, and search any Pendulum monster in my deck. I'll get Stargazer Magician just to get the good scale, and when I attack later, my opponent cannot activate spell cards. The other thing with the Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon in the Pendulum Zone is that I can destroy it, and I get the Synchro Xyz or Fusion Dragon back to the field. Which is really nifty. I can reuse Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon. That would not make it an Xyz summon card, but it's really useful for Vortex Dragon. That only requires to be special summoned to do anything. My opponent is synchro summoning here, level 6 from what I could see. That would be Samurai Saga, I think. Yeah, here we go. Squire is banished, which lets my opponent draw a card and then discard one, so they can either load their graveyard with even more Synchro Fodder or... yeah, we'll see what happens. Swordmaster activates its effect. Special summons itself, and I guess it can give 600 attack to another zombie monster. Oh, sorry if my chair squeaked there. Squire Saga activates its effect, which I will negate with the Persona Dragon. Oh, it was not from the extra deck? Oh, I missed that. I misspoke earlier. It's not Odd Eyes Persona Dragon negates extra deck cards, it negates cards that are from the extra deck. My opponent now destroyed Revolution Dragon, which is really unfortunate for me. That breaks my scales, but I still have a really strong play in Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon, who can save Persona Dragon from being destroyed this turn. And also summoning out a Odd Eyes monster. From the graveyard, it seems, so... or hand. Yeah, no, I cannot. Yeah, my opponent really has the upper hand here. Oh, we go into Destiny Hero Plasma! This is not a card you see often. 3 cards get sent to the graveyard to special summon it from your own field, and then any monster effects on the field are negated. He basically just stole everything I had as well, because he can equip a card from my side of the field and gain half its attack. He can do that once per turn. So unless I draw a really good scale here, I am really done for. or something similar. Abyss Actor Curtain Raiser would be really nice. Oh, I actually get Pendulum card. I discard a card to add 2 Pendulum additions, which is perfect because that instantly builds my scale. I'll get Double Iris and Shanky Magician. We go Pendulum Scale 1 and Pendulum Scale 2. I can now Pendulum Summon, and I will choose to Pendulum Summon Purple Poison Magician in defense mode. In retrospect, I shouldn't have. I should have done it in attack mode just to destroy. Oh well. I was way too quick there. I should have thought that move through. He will probably just equip it now and it will be completely useless. Oh no, he can only equip 1 card, so he has to destroy it. There's a little parenthesis here with max 1. That will also send Odd Eye's Absolute Dragon to the graveyard, which I think will make it so I can summon out Vortex Dragon if I'm lucky. Well, no, it was sent from the spell trap zone, so it wasn't actually destroyed. It wasn't sent either because sent needs an effect to happen. Now I can spend Pendulum Summon freely with the Shonky and the Double Iris though. Skullcrobat Joker, that's a really good card to help me out here. It lets me add Odd Eyes card, Pendulum, Magician, or any Performapal. As long as they are not Skullcrobat Joker. Conquistor of the Golden Lands. Just a normal zombie as long as Eldritch of the Golden Land isn't on the field, so that is not too worried. I will now add Noble Dragon Magician. I will then Pendulum Summon Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. I can then use the effect of Noble Dragon Magician to lower Pendulum Dragon's level by 3, so it's now level 4, setting me up for a level 7 synchro play. Here we go. Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon. When I special summon it, I can special summon a card in the Pendulum Zone. I will not do that though, because that will block my attack and I cannot attack from that point forward. If I attack, my opponent cannot activate any effects during the battle phase. There we go. Do my opponent have any of the swords? He has not got any of the swords. And with the swords, I mean Spectral Sword and Shade and just Spectral Sword. They are the ones that can special summon from the graveyard. All the synchro monsters. Oh! Spirit Master. You can get this Shiranui back from the graveyard. He can now banish a face-up monster from his graveyard. And depending on what it is, he can do different effects. So if it's a zombie, all monsters he has gains 300 attack, then he can destroy 1 spell trap if it was a fire monster, and if it was a synchro monster, destroy a monster as well. He sent Samurai Saga, which is a zombie fire synchro monster, so he can activate all 3 effects. He can now destroy 1 of my monsters. He then destroys Meteor Burst Dragon, sadly. I am once again on the ropes, sadly. Hopefully I can salvage this still. This has been really a back and forth duel. My opponent has 47 cards left. And I have 33. So hopefully any scale over over 7. Activate Conquistador. Getting to set an Elixir card. Setting Scarlet Elixir of Scarlet Sanguine. White Wing Magician. This is not gonna help much. I can set it though and just have it as a wall this turn. The only thing White Wing can do is if it's in the Pendulum Zone and my opponent targets a Dark Spellcaster I control, I can negate the effect and destroy White Wing from the Pendulum Zone, which really doesn't help me right now. That's an Eldritch the Golden Lord. Eldritch Shiranui, that's really interesting. It's a bit unorthodox, but it's really nice. What you roaring at? Oh, I think I see a Eldritch Fusion play coming. Seeing as that was the fusion card for Eldritch. And the Eldritch Fusion just needing a high level zombie and Eldritch the Golden Lord as materials. Ooh, that was really bad. I do still have cards that can save me left in the deck, but the odds of drawing them on 32 is not very hard. It's not very high. And here goes 7 Cities of the Golden Land. You can now fusion summon Eldritch the Mad Golden Lord. Well, any fusion monster really, but as long as he just uses zombies. Let's see what he goes for. Draconecro. See, this card requires 2 zombies, and if he attacks my monster, he can spawn a token. And make my monster's attack become 0, and the token gets my old attack. It cannot destroy monsters by battle because of this though, so it's basically double damage if you're in attack position. You get 3000 first, and then you hit yourself. Just a bit slower. He now zeros my monster. And I see lethal, which is unfortunate. Dark Soul token. Oh. That's a neat artwork. Yeah, that's exactly lethal. Well, he had another card to attack with, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, we can go for another game with this, see if it works. It's not the most consistent deck, and I am not... Lisboa, welcome. I'm also not the most seasoned of Odd Ice players, but I'm learning. It's fun. I like the artwork. I like the playstyle. The Osmos the Zark is really cool. Hopefully this hand will do some good. And worst case scenario, I can go into my Boral Dragon contingency plan. Okay, I can choose one of those cards and he gets to add it. Not really a choice, but let's see. Odd-Ice Revolution Dragon. I'll set Astrograph Sorcerer in the Pendulum Zone. I can destroy it and take a Stargazer and put it there instead if I want to, which is really helpful. The ultimate creature of destruction already. His Blue Eyes is now immune to any effects and banishes monsters it battles, but I am not planning to battle him at all, so let's see. Stargazer will go to the field. I will normal summon Darkworm to add a Infinity Gate to my hand. Then I'll use the effect of the gates and set both of them in the Pendulum Zones. I'll then activate the effect of one of my gates, destroy both of them, and add a fusion card to my hand. Let's see. Oh, that's nice. Odd-Ice Synchron. I can make some plays with that. I will, however, pay 500 life points and discard Odd-Ice Revolution Dragon to add Arc Pendulum Dragon to my hand, which I will then set in the Pendulum. Then I'll set my other Odd-Ice Performapal Odd-Ice Synchron. And now I have a 6 to 8 scale, so any level 7 monsters are fair game. And I will choose... Let's see, this one gets me Synchros and Xyz. This one gets me Fusions and Pendulums, so I will go for the Fusion and Pendulum ones. Supreme King Gate Infinity. It will destroy one card on the field with itself, and then summon out a Xyz monster or a Pendulum monster. I'll get Odd-Ice Raging Dragon out, and with that go into Supreme King Dragon. I can now use its effect to target any monster I want and copy the effect of that monster. And I will copy the effect of Revolution Dragon. Sacrifice half of my life points and shuffle everything else into all the cards in the graveyard and on the field into the deck. And then I'll go for Pendulum Call, discard a card, which will be this card, unfortunately. And then I can add two Pendulum additions to my hand. Harmonizing and Purple Poison. I'll set Purple Poison on the field. And end my turn because I cannot do anything against Blue Eyes White Dragon under the effect of the ultimate creature of destruction. Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon destroys a monster on the field, which is fine. He cannot attack after he does that. Ooh, scary. Here we go, he sends a card, a dragon, to the graveyard to set up Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, which can special summon another dragon. From the hand of graveyard. Mish sacrificing half my life points wasn't the best play. I see now, but yeah, you can't predict these things most often. I could probably have gone for another play, but that was what I did, so I'll have to live with those consequences. Well, that's the last game for today. Let's collect the quests and the duel pass, and then say goodbye. I hope everyone had a good time. You learned something. Feel free to comment on anything I might have gotten wrong or the likes, because I do talk out of my, well, can't say that, but I do say things I believe sometimes, and that is sometimes wrong, so feel free to correct me, and I hope everyone have a lovely evening, a lovely day, or a lovely morning, depending on what time you watch this video. Well, I'll see you all next time. Bye!